What's going on, everybody? We're gonna go ahead and get ready to get this post game started in just a bit. Definitely make sure y'all go ahead and share this show out to everybody, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter X. I'm actually doing the same thing right now as we get ready to get this show started, and we're gonna definitely talk about this shocking turn of events that happened. Um, And I mean, I have to admit, and a certain somebody's gonna have to eat some crow, and that certain somebody is me. And we're definitely gonna talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about this game and how in the world did the Tennessee Titans pull this off? A game I gave them absolutely zero chance to win. I did not think they were. I did not think they were going to win this game. I didn't think they had a snowball's chance in hell of winning, and they found a way to win. I can't lie. I am in a bit of shock. I was in a bit of shock last night, but there is some good that comes out of this too. So we're definitely going to talk about that. And we're definitely going to talk about that and more. So go ahead and come on in and share the show and everything. And we're going to get this show started in less than 30 seconds. Good evening, Titan Nation. How is everybody? Good evening, Titan Nation, and everybody at the sound of my voice. Welcome into TNT Postgame. I'm your host, aka Blue Enforcer, aka The Truth, and we're gonna have a very good episode for you on this evening. And I am gonna have to admit, this is gonna be a episode of truth, of enlightenment a little bit. And there's somebody out here that has to be held accountable. That has to be held accountable for what they said and for what they thought. And we're going to get into that in just a bit. But first off, everybody go ahead and share this show out. You can either, and also make sure you follow on Facebook, Twitter X, or Instagram. And definitely make sure y'all subscribe. And definitely make sure you also go ahead and like this show. Hit that like button if you're tuning in. And then also, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well and ring that bell. That way you will get all the notifications and everything as well. So definitely make sure you do that. And if you're not able, if you also just want to listen back to the audio, if you're driving, if you're at work right now, or anything like that, definitely I'll have this put out tonight. So you can, if you miss anything, you can definitely watch on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, or Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from. So definitely make sure you definitely do that. And I thank everybody for tuning into the show. Seeing that we got quite a few people up in here. We got my guy Big Dog. What up, Truth? Landon says it's gonna be a good night. We got my boy Reggie. I know he tried to call me. But what's up with you? You got Faye in here. And like Big Dog said, Levis haters shut their mouth after the game. And definitely understand with that. So I said to begin the show that there's somebody out there that needed to eat some crow, that needs to hold themselves accountable for what happened. And the person that I'm talking about that needs to hold themselves accountable and eat some crow is me. I have to hold myself accountable because I can't lie. I gave the Tennessee Titans absolutely 0% chance to win this game. I thought it was going to be just a blowout, an embarrassment. I thought we were probably going to get humiliated in front of the world. And I thought the world would finally see that Mike Vrabel is not as good of a coach as the national media and the rest of the world, makes him out to be. And I'm thinking in my mind, just try to compete, play hard, take the loss, let's get the high draft pick. That's what I thought was going to happen. That's what I wanted to have happen. And I'm going to go ahead and get the negative stuff from what I felt out of the way, because I know quite a few of y'all, a lot of you was joining me in the live stream. And the fact of the matter is this. And I do want to ask this question. Was I the only one that initially last night, and maybe even still a little bit today, was mad that the Tennessee Titans won? I know that sounds blasphemous. And I know all the delusional craze, just, I mean, I don't care if we're 1-8, 1-17, 1-16, I still believe the Titans are gonna win out, and everything fans who, you know, thought, well, I knew all along they were gonna win. And why are you mad after the Titans won? If you mad that the Titans won, you ain't a real fan. I'm like, you know what? Right now, I'll take that one on the chin. I will take that one on the chin. I, honest to God, did not want the Tennessee Titans to win that game last night. I didn't. And as y'all saw the stream, I was keeping up with the Giants-Packers game. And so, as the game was going on, all I kept thinking is, what in the world is going on with this game? Like, why are the Titans in this ball game? The Dolphins are supposed to be blowing them out right now. Tua's supposed to have, Tyreek's supposed to have a touchdown or so already. Of course, he gets hurt early on. And the Titans were not even supposed to be anywhere in this game. But instead, the Tennessee Titans made the Miami Dolphins play Tennessee Titan football. It was slow. It was drag out. And one thing I noticed I was listening to a little bit of Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco, and Shannon made an excellent point. The Miami Dolphins are not a team that can deal with a physical football team. And honestly enough, the Tennessee Titans were way more physical than the Miami Dolphins in that game. Because all I kept thinking is, okay, if you can't beat them, beat them. People were dropping like flies. Xavier Howard went down early. Mostert went down a little bit early. Tyreek Hill was in and out of the game the entire night. And so this game, I kept saying it. I'm like, this game is going in no way the way I thought it was going to go. It went in no way the way I thought it was going to go. I'm thinking it was going to go the exact opposite. But I have to admit, the Tennessee Titans showed fight last night. Something that I really haven't seen all season from this team. It's like everybody around the world thought they were going to get blown out. That, I mean, even myself included. I'm like, they should get blown out. It's no shame, if that happens. But the Tennessee Titans did not get that memo. They did not get that memo. They did not get that letter. And they came out and punched the Dolphins in the mouth. Even after the pick six, they just stayed in the fight. And I got to give them credit for that. I do. And everything. And it's like the Dolphins, I think they played around too much. They did what the Tennessee Titans normally do. You play well most of the game, but like the Tennessee Titans, the Dolphins let the Titans hang around, and you can't do that. The Dolphins let the Titans hang around and let the Titans believe they had a chance, and they did. And so, it was a dogfight tooth and nail. It was like 10-10, 13-10. I mean, 13-10, 13 all. And so I'm like, could this really happen? I mean, are the Titans really trying to win this game? I'm like, why are you trying to win? I'm like, take the loss so we can get the high draft pick. That's what I want. That's what's supposed to happen. But the Titans, and I honestly, I was thinking Mike Vrabel was trying to do this to me on purpose. It's like, in a way, telepathically, he was hearing me, knowing that I wanted the Titans to lose so we get a higher draft pick. He's like, oh no, just because somebody wants us to lose for a high draft pick, I'm not going to let this happen. We're going to win. And so then, the Titans get the stop. They get the ball back. Eric Guerra fumbles the punt. And then the Dolphins hop on it, score after that. Very next drive, Levis messes up on the pitch to Derek. Dolphins hop on, touchdown after that. All of a sudden, in a matter of a minute and a half, it is 27-13 with about 4 minutes to go. And I'm like, okay, the real Tennessee Titans showed up now. It's like, you know what? All right, okay. Titans, you put up a hell of a fight all game. You know what? I'm proud of you no matter what. You fought hard, but like now I'm like, all right, that high draft pick dream is still alive. And all the commentators started saying, well, you're about to drop, your 16th out of your last 20. You're about to fall to 4-16 in your last 20 games. And I'm thinking, high draft pick, here we come. And then add on to the fact that the New York Giants upset the Green Bay Packers in New York. I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I'm like, yes. Number 4 pick, here we come, baby. We're going to be in the top 5. We're going to be at number 4. We are almost there. And then the last 3 minutes happen. I'm like, Miami, just finish us off. Finish us off. Just get out of there so that we can go to 4-9. And baby, Miss Amy will come to her senses and decide at some point she's going to fire Mike Vrabel. And we can go ahead and start thinking, either are we going to take Marvin Harrison Jr., Joe Alt, or Olu Fashanu? Hell, if a quarterback is sitting there, let's trade back, get some more draft picks, and we can still get the guy we want. And it would be genius. But then the last 3 minutes happen. And the Titans decide they want to win. And albeit Will Levis and I'm going to get to the positives in a minute. Will Levis led the Titans on the drive. Got him down there. Good pass, crossed about the D-Hop. Got it to Chig. Tajay Spears on a big run. Bang. Touchdown to D-Hop. All of a sudden, it's 27-21 with a minute, with about a little over 2 minutes to go. 27-21. I'm like, okay, they inching a bit closer. This is garbage time. Dolphins still going to finish them off. And then they give the ball back to the Titans. And Eric Guerra almost fumbled again. But he didn't. And then 26 seconds later, drove 64 yards. I'm like, this cannot be happening. The Titans going to score again, and they did, to go up 28-27. And again, I'm just giving y'all what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, minute 49 to go. Tua, they're going to drive down. With this offense, they're going to drive down. They're going to pick up the pace. They're going to kick the field goal, and they're going to win. Valiant effort, Titans. Instead, the defense, which they played a hell of a game all night. Sat Tua on the ground on fourth down. Dolphins looked lost and confused, and the Titans became, since 2016, the first team ever since 2016 to come back from down 14 with 3 minutes to go. The record was 0-767. And I believe ever it was like only 4 teams in over 12,000 games have ever done that. The Titans are one of them. And came back from behind to win 28-27. The Titans started the weekend at number 8, got up to 6. They were guaranteed to be number 5 with a loss. And then the Giants get the win. It's like, oh, wow, they could get up to 4. But now the Tennessee Titans are down to 9 in the draft. So it's like, a part of me was like, well, dang, y'all won, but you really lost. Because now you lost 5 draft positions because you just had to win, didn't you? You just decide to win. Now, the main thing I think I was really upset about, besides the draft pick that we have ultimately lost, goodbye Marvin Harrison, goodbye Joe Alt, goodbye Olufashanu, probably goodbye Malik Neighbors as well. And I think the main thing I was mad about more is, where was this all season long? Where was this fight all year? Where was this fight against Pittsburgh? Where was this fight last week, even though it was a crazy game, against the Dolphins, against Indianapolis? Where was this in London? Where was this? If you had played like this earlier in the year, perhaps we're maybe 7-5 or in a better position to maybe go for the playoffs. Instead of being 5-8, we're either 7-6. Maybe we're 8-5 or something like that. Why win? For what? And now the thing that I think has happened now, Will Levis showed he is the guy. That, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm all for that. No doubt. But the 2 things I hate that came out of this game, one, now all those Vrabel apologists and Vrabel supporters are gonna kiss his butt again, make it seem like, oh, Mike Vrabel is such a great coach. He did it again. Your perception should not be changed to Mike Vrabel just because he pulled out the ultimate Vrabel special. Do not forget what has happened the rest of the season. And number two, and I talked to a couple of people earlier before I came on, and I know some of y'all out there, especially on Twitter, y'all are like, yeah, we can make a run now. If we win out, we can make the playoffs. And that's exactly what I was afraid a victory like this was going to do. Now, some of y'all have that false sense of hope. The Titans give you a reason to hope, and then they're just going to snatch it away from you. I say this because I've read this book before. I've read this book too many times over. I've been a Tennessee Titan fan for nearly 30 years. For almost 30 years. I done read this book hundreds of times. And it's all ended the same. They just bring you up to tear you down. I'm just telling you, this is how it's been. Everybody gonna be like, oh, we can make a run to playoffs now. CJ Stroud ain't playing. We can beat Houston. Seattle, we can beat Seattle. Jacksonville, we might can make the playoffs. I saw some stats on Twitter. I think there was a site. Even if you went out, you only got about a 16% chance to make the playoffs. The Tennessee Titans are not making the playoffs. It does not change. This victory does not change that, y'all. So I need y'all to understand that. Yes, celebrate the win. Okay, got a victory. But did it really do anything? Now, besides show that Will Levis is looking like the guy, and it's like build around this guy. Tajay Spears look like he's a dude. D-Hop, you need to hold on to that guy. Definitely showed that. That much I'm going to give you. And I'm going to get to some of y'all comments, and then we're going to talk the goods. But I had to get that rant out of the way. But you know what? I got to eat some crow because I was wrong. And you know what? I am going to apologize to Titan Nation. I apologize that I did not believe. I did kind of pretty much check out on the season. And I said weeks ago that I'm just going to look with an open mind because I'm like, I was being realistic. I didn't want to be that fanboy that's just like, yeah, I'm like, no matter how many losses we pile up, it's like, I still believe we're going to win and we're going to win. Knowing in your heart is like, that's not going to happen, right? I was trying to be realistic. And maybe being, I was being overly pessimistic. Because I'm like, I've seen this movie before. So I apologize. I hold myself accountable. I was wrong about last night. And I'm man enough to admit that. Now, does this change my outlook on the year? Probably not. But it was a hell of a game. I cannot lie about that. Levis said, Big Dog like, Levis came out there and revived us. Faye said, you're not the only one, OG. I thought it was a trap game too. Landon said, to be fair to you, nobody expected what we saw last night. You ain't lying. I did not expect that. Reggie like, we're all guilty. I agree. Steven like, tighten up all the way. Big Dog like, I was like, we're going to get handled 55-0. I was also wrong. Now, Fader like, nope, not me. I'm like, Derek Rob's like, why are we winning? I don't know what direction this team is going anymore. No man's land. And I think that's what I'm afraid of. It's like now the Titans just going to want to win. And instead of being able to pick in the top part of the draft, now you're going to be putting yourself in that purgatory, mediocre range of about, 13-18. And it's like, that's not where you want to be. Steven, like, so sorry, but I'm not going to be sorry whether the Titans win or loss. I'm just saying, again, I said to myself that I wasn't going to get too high if we win, and if we lost, I would be okay. Like, I really want us to get Marvin Harrison Jr. Unfortunately, that dream is probably dead. Faye said, yeah, I knew they were going to win. Levis is him. I will say that. Levis is him. Parker D was like, I'm still shocked. Where was this team at? If we play like we could have been a playoff, if we play like that, we could have been a playoff contender. Exactly. Defense lights out. Said Dolphins are frauds. What's up, AC Big? We gifted them 2 touchdowns. No, we gifted them 3. We gifted them 21 points. Six 615 Lee, like, I picked this upset. You know what? I'm about to go back. I'm like, did you really pick the upset? But I'm like, hey, I get it. Bottom tier says, I don't like the tanking mentality. I want to win every game. I get why you feel this way. And bottom tier collector, mentioned this last night. And yes, I was mad because I'm like, I think I want the high draft pick. And I felt like the writing was already on the wall for this season. I'm like, the season is lost. And I said that a few weeks ago. I was like, the season is lost. You might as well just get a high draft pick, tear most of the roster down, get a new head coach, get Bobby Slowick, and let's start over. That was what I was thinking. I was like, I'm thinking to the future. And that's why I was mad. But there was a part of my heart that was like, I'm damn proud of these guys for winning last night the way they did. They did not give up. They kept fighting. And 615, they're not in tank mode. Why? Because that damn Mike Vrabel just won't let them. And I get that. You try to win every game. No team actually goes out trying to tank. Landon, from now on, you need to root against the Titans every game. Maybe I should. Derek says, I have no problem winning if we have a shot at the playoff, but halfway tanking is the worst thing you could do. And I kind of get what he's saying there. It's like, you keep winning if you really got a shot at the playoffs. Problem is, the Titans really don't have a shot at the playoffs. Now, they blocked that kick. I was like, my God, that was crazy. Bottom tier said, I don't care if the Titans are 0-16. I still want to win that final game. Really? He said, damn a draft pick. I'm glad we won. And I want to comment on that. I saw a lot of people on Twitter and a lot of people all over talking about after draft, let's go win, let's go make the playoffs. And Ian knows I got much love and respect for him, my Greek brother. But I guarantee you, I know some of y'all out there who are talking about after draft pick. Y'all gonna be the same ones about a month later when you see the positioning or you see where we're at really in the draft. Y'all gonna be like, damn, I wish we had a higher draft pick. I wanted Marvin Harrison. I wanted Joe Olafashano. We needed a tackle. And y'all gonna come back to me, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna be like, See, some of y'all were the same one. Y'all complaining about our draft position now. Y'all some of the same ones that were like, F the draft, after the Miami win, F the draft, F the draft. I don't care about the draft. You gonna care in about a month. In about a month and a half, you gonna care about the draft. Trust me. And some of y'all are gonna wish we had lost this game. Just saying. Now, to the good, because Bob's like, I don't understand why you're crushed. Rookie quarterback stepped up and became the guy we need to be. It's not a bad thing. No team has ever done what the Tennessee Titans did last night. And that's what I'm going to get to. Let's get to the good. It was a hell of a game last night. I am not going to deny that. And then Derek Roberts said, everyone said we're not true Titan fan. We want to fully rebuild. Don't understand not having a direction. Having that direction is worse than not having direction is worse than losing. I agree. Faye says Vrabel will change his way. Was it Vrabel that really changed his ways, or was it Tim Kelly that changed his ways? I'm not going to give Vrabel all that credit in the world. Miss Mims, how you doing? And so here's the good part about this. Number one, this was a hell of a game. I cannot lie. The Tennessee Titans played a hell of a football game last night. No doubt about it. It went in no way the way I thought it was going to go. I did not see that happening. And I think deep down inside, none of you did either. Number two, Will Levis is the man. I'm going to give Billy Jeans, I'm going to give Mayo Man his flowers. Because Will Levis is that dude. Will Levis, we got us a quarterback. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people out there who are saying Will Levis, yep, he's the guy. And then if he has a bad game against Houston next week, man, I don't know if we got the guy. I don't know if Will Levis is the guy. I'm like, nah. If you're saying Will Levis is the guy now, you stick with that. And I'm going to say Will Levis is the guy. Love it. Even though I hated that pick six in the beginning, and that fumble was bad, but when we went down 27-13, I'm thinking, all right, the real Titans have showed up. They're going to pack it in. They're going to fold. They're like, you know what? We tried. We couldn't finish the job. But I'll give it to Will Levis and Tim Kelly. They did not give up. And Will Levis the thing I liked about him, Bo, when he came off the field, took the helmet off, like, let's go. And then in the interview as well, I was like, this Billy Jeans, I like this guy. I like the moxie that he shows. He shows emotion. Now, there's some people that were like, you know what, he needs to calm it down and all this and that. I'm like, I would rather have a guy with a lot of emotion that you might need to tone it down instead of somebody who shows no emotion. It's like, can we get some emotion out of you? I'm like, do you even enjoy this game? But you can tell Will Levis loves the game. I will give him that. DeAndre Hopkins. Who are all these people that were like, I don't want DeAndre Hopkins and he's washed up? I mean, Kansas City could have had him. And some people were talking about that like, dang, I bet Kansas City wish they got him. I bet Buffalo wish they got him. So, D-Hop, he's 102 yards away from 1,000. And, you know, he may not get 100 catches, but I think he can get close to 80. And I mean, that damn D Hop. I love that guy. I'm gonna have to give me a D Hop jersey. I'm definitely gonna have to give me a D Hop jersey. Um, Tajay. I still need Tajay to get in the end zone, no. But he did pretty good. The defense. Where has this defense been all season? I mean, they held the number one offense at bay all night. Now, I know quite a bit of that was because Tyreek Hill was in and out. And that's what a lot of people are going to say. Miami got exposed that when Tyreek Hill is not 100% or not on the field, they are not the same. And that's how valuable Tyreek Hill is. But the defense, hats off to them. They played a hell of a game last night. They played the way I didn't expect them to play. And I blame the Dolphins a bit on that too, because I'm like, y'all should have just ran a bunch of a bunch of go routes, have just Jalen Waddle just go past Sean Murphy bunting and just throw it up there, let him catch it, and just let him run all over us. That's what they should have did. But they didn't. The defense, they hung around. You know, even though Raheem Mostert had a pretty good game, they held Devin Achane at bay. And they did not let Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill take over the game, which I thought they would. So I got to give hats off to the defense. But this is where I blame the Miami Dolphins. Because the Miami Dolphins played Tennessee Titan football. They did Tennessee Titan-like things. And in truth, the Miami Dolphins, they did the worst thing that an NFL team should never, ever do. They took the Tennessee Titans lightly. And Mike Wilbon on Party Interruption was saying it like they were doing those ridiculous choreographs, celebrating the wheelbarrow race. They did the Titan dance and all that. And it's like they were just thinking like, oh yeah, it's just the Tennessee Titans. We're supposed to blow them out. Everybody thinks we're gonna blow them out. We'll just turn it on at any time. This will be a cakewalk for us. That is exactly what they thought. They underestimated their opponent and they played down to their competition and they looked past the Titans. And that's one of the main reasons they lost last night. They took the Titans lightly. And you are not ever supposed to do that. And that's why they lost. Thanks a lot, Miss Lavender. Yes, caca. I'm eating crow. And so a lot of people will say, a lot of the national media will go in and say, well, are you praising the Titans or are you blaming the Dolphins? Is it that the Titans won the game or did the Dolphins lose it? It really goes both ways. The Titans in the last 3 minutes won the game. The entire way the game was going, the Dolphins lost it. So, yeah, boys showed some fight. Big dog, like, I hope we fight like that against the Texans. Keon said, nah, Vrabel coached them up for this game. He forgot to coach them for the rest. I mean, again, this was the ultimate Vrabel special. And obviously, Miss Mims is feeling good. Parker D said, God, we need to have a low draft pick to get a left tackle. It sucks that we had a bad year, but you got to realize having a low draft pick is what's best for the team in the future. You mean a really high draft pick, but I know what you're saying. Because again, you're not going to find a franchise left tackle in free agency. You got to draft those guys. Auditor says, I'll give you this, True. I do want a new franchise left tackle. Not sure how deep it is at tackle after the first two guys. Now, for what I've been hearing, I will say this is a very, very, very rich and deep tackle class from what I've been hearing. Yes, Olufashanu and Joe Alt are the stars of the class, but you can still find some good quality tackles later in the draft, later in the first round or early in the second round. There's a kid out of Oregon State who could play right tackle, or if you want him to play left, you could. J.C. Latham in Alabama, I think he's a guy that can play right. Um, there is a kid out of Georgia. I'm like, I really don't want any more Georgia offensive linemen. And I know, again, you can't blacklist the school, but I don't want any Georgia offensive linemen. I've had my fill of that. Steve Guardiola said, Mike Vrabel wants to survive and stay. If he manages to stay, my guess is that next year's special team coordinator is an outside candidate. And that's the thing I'm afraid of. Vrabel's going to stay. Vrabel's going to stay. And we're going to be still the same old Titans. Basically, the same thing that happened this year will happen next year. So, of course, Ms. Mims was very happy for the win. I get it. Reggie Rice says, as a Ravens fan, I want to thank the Titans for the excellent effort. And see, Raven fans are happy. You know, Chief fans are happy. Buffalo fans are happy. The only ones that probably not happy are Jets. Well, no, Jets are probably happy too. I'm probably one of the very few that's not happy. You know, and a lot of y'all probably thought, no, Jake Locker was an 8th pick, not top 5. You know, but again, I mean, yes, at the end of the day, a top 5 pick does not guarantee anything. But you probably have a better shot in the top 5 than you do in the lower parts. But this is supposed to be a deep draft at tackle and receiver. That is true. So, the Dolphins have only played against bad teams, but they got to play some good teams coming up. So this could be bad for them. And I know all of y'all are all excited. But again, TNT, would you consider Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama? If he's the best player available, we do need help at corner too. Keon says if Vrabel stays, he can't run the same philosophy. Need to incorporate more finesse. And I agree, but that's the thing again that I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. Vrabel gonna get arrogant and overconfident and think, well, I can do no wrong. I told y'all I knew better than y'all. Yeah, we the one now. Yeah, we the one now. I'm invincible. That's the only thing that I'm afraid of. And it does seem like maybe Frank asked the football gods to bless us from above, and they did. So it is what it is. Parker did say, I still want the strength and conditioning coach gone. So do I. Because again, David Long was healthy, played the whole game, didn't get hurt. A.J. Brown to play all the games for the Eagles, ain't hurt. Bud Dupree to play all games, ain't hurt. Makes me think something's wrong with our strength and conditioning staff. But it is what it is. The Titans get the win, 28-27. They're 5-8. I've eaten crow. I'm going to give an early shut your pie hole award to me. I got to shut my own pie hole for just wanting the Titans to lose. So again, I'm sitting back the rest of the season with an open mind. I'm just going to let the season play out. I'm going to try everything in my power not to talk about high draft picks anymore because the Tennessee Titans don't want to give me what I want. That damn Mike Vrabel now acting like he want to fight and stay. And so it is what it is. This man says Henry's still with us next year. He's a free agent after this year, but if I'm the Titans, I might bring him back for one more year. Let him get to 100 touchdowns. Let him get past 10,000 yards. Alabama was putting all their players on injured lists right before the Georgia game, before Georgia took their strength coach. Saban got new Mount Eye Sports strength coaches, and they're staying relatively healthy now. I mean, we need to do something. Parker D said, let's enjoy these last 4 games. That's about it. That's all I can do. We're just going to enjoy these last 4 games. Whatever happens, happens. If we go to 9-8, thou will. If we go 7-10, thou will. It is what it is. But again, I want y'all to remember this. And if we go 9-8, or if we're like picking in the middle of the first round, like in the middle teens, I want y'all to come back to me and be like, Truth, you were right. We should have lost the Dolphin game. We could have had this player or that player, but we just had to win. Now, if we get a good player out of the draft and be like, you know what? Hey, we're good. So we'll definitely see. Oh, he said, did we lock the facility doors on Eric Gill? I haven't heard about no cuts being made. So maybe they're like, you know what, Eric, you are so lucky we won this game. Because if Tim Kelly won't be here next year, and that's another thing I'm afraid of. If Tim Kelly has another good year, somebody's going to want to hire him as a head coach. They said, please don't say that. We want him to stay longer with the time we lost 22. I'm like, look, again, you got to be realistic, people. Like, you brought us off being realistic now. This is what I'm trying to teach y'all. I'm trying to teach you, yes, cheer for your team, love your team, and everything. But at the same time, sometimes you got to think realistically. Derrick Henry is probably going to be around. I would give him another season. I would say at least another season. Yes, I would love to see Derrick Henry retire on time. I want to see Derrick Henry at least get to 10,000 yards and 100 touchdowns. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, I would love to see Derrick Henry, you know, be a Tennessee Titan forever. But realistically, we don't know if that's going to happen, especially if there's a real change of the guard. So, we're definitely going to see about that. You know, like after we started winning, you got quiet. I'm like, yep. But I appreciate y'all. I'm sorry about that. Ian said, yeah, we had top draft picks in the past. It hasn't panned out. It's about what a player will do once drafted is what matters. And that's true because we've seen some late picks show up. You know, Will Levis, second round pick, looked pretty good. Tajay Spears, third round pick. I did not like the pick in the beginning. I'm starting to like it now. Traylon Burks, first round pick, looks like a bust. So that is true. I do agree. So, you know, and then bottom tier is like, He's saying we've seen the movie before on winning and missing the playoff. We've also seen the movie about a top 5 pick bust too many times. Yes, that is true. That is true. And Rand has got to step up and be the leader. Take control and have a good mic season and have a good off season. So that's what we have to do. I don't know if Xavier Worthy makes it to the second round. If he does, I would pick him up real fast. So that's something that I would really expect. But you know what? The Tennessee Titans got the win. Congratulations on that. It's a hell of a game. Interesting game, to say the least. But I'm going to get ready to get out of here tomorrow night. We will try to start looking at the Houston Texans. We'll try to see if CJ Stroud maybe practices and looks like he may be able to go. And see if the Titans try to start getting on a roll. Maybe they try to get to 6-8. It's throwback. Sunday. They're going to be wearing the throwbacks again. And we're definitely going to find out. So y'all join me tomorrow night as we get ready for the Houston Texans. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show tonight. Again, everybody, please make sure y'all hit that like button on your way out. Everybody hit that like button for me, please. Help me out with that. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for having Titans the Truth as your top podcast on the Tennessee Titans. And if you came late to the show, make sure you go back and listen on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And again, prayers up to all the tornado victims in Rutherford, Tennessee, and in Middle Tennessee. And then also rest in peace to our very own Frank Wycheck. Our prayers are with him and with his family at this time. But everybody, I want to say thank y'all for tuning into the show. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. Proud of this team for what they did. And everybody, I hope you have a good rest of the night. And as always, no matter what, even though I wanted the Titans to lose last night and they won, y'all know what I'm going to say. I'm going to tighten up just like y'all, because that's all we know how to do. I'll holler at y'all.